Welcome to the Game Day Gauntlet, where action hits you in the mouth and the excitement never ceases to amaze. 5 games in 3 hours from action around your league, with stomach-churning losses and exhilarating wins. Today, we begin at the home of defending champs for a rematch between the Chippers and the Rhinos. Buckle up, grab your popcorn. The UFL and the Virtual Football Network proudly presents the Game Day Gauntlet. Eventually, the Game Day Gauntlet. What's up, everybody? How are we doing? Week 10 gets underway in Sioux Falls momentarily. Minnesota and Dakota kicking off. Our systems got a little bit out ahead of us, but that kickoff in Dakota is starting in about 1 minute's time. Miami and Los Angeles take over in the Game 2 window. Miami and LA, two teams that feel like they're much better than their records, or that they should be much better than their records. That'll be an interesting game over in California. All the way across the United States, on the East Coast, New York hosts Salt Lake, as both teams coming off devastating losses last week. San Diego and Dallas, these two teams are hot. This game feels spicy. 4-5 San Diego, 6-3 Dallas. In the standings, as both teams on the rise. Austin at St. Louis, the Lone Stars. Will this be the week they snap a 4-game losing streak? St. Louis now at the top of the East, feeling very good about themselves after their win over New York. Coming up tonight, New Orleans and Wichita, both off wins, will take on each other in coast to coast. Vegas at Phoenix. After that, two teams that are desperate for a win, and then Chicago and Rochester comes your way on Monday night in prime time. Let's get it rolling. Dakota and Minnesota first up here on the Game Day Gauntlet today. Howdy, Torillo. And howdy to all of you in the chat. Dakota, man, they are cardiac, aren't they? The Dakota Rhinos have had a wild season. They won last week by a point over Chicago. They come back to beat San Diego 26-20. They beat Miami by 7, Rochester by 3, and St. Louis by 5. These are many of the victories for the defending champs this year, and they are clearly at the top of the standings at 8-1. They're the only team up there, with St. Louis and New York trailing them at 7-2, and then Dallas right behind them at 6-3. They're the lone 6-3 team entering Week 10. Dakota going with the blue-gray-white look here at home. Minnesota in their traditional gold, white, gold on the road. We are underway from Sioux Falls. Pretty days, or pretty weather across the league today. Nothing too crazy out there as we get underway around the UFL. Doug Falk will start with a throw. It's Tyler Falk over the middle. That picks up 7. Dakota played Minnesota in Week 3. I believe it's our first rematch of the season. Every team plays one team twice. And Dakota just hammered Minnesota 34-6. It was not close. 407 to 333 in total yards, but Dakota just totally dominated the game in every other facet as you get a look at Minnesota's starting lineup. But Minnesota in the last 2 weeks This is what makes them interesting. The Chippers are 2-2 in the last 2 weeks since dramatically adjusting the offense. Their all 4 games have been decided by 1 score. They lost to Vegas by 8 in a game they led by 14, and they lost to Los Angeles in the final minute last week, 13-10. 3rd down and 1. Doug Falk's pass is complete. The 43, and Minnesota's got a first down. That's Michael Joseph on the catch. They also beat Salt Lake by 3, and they beat Dallas 29-24 in overtime. So Minnesota's been playing a lot of nail-biters, but they are 2-2 in their last 4 after a 1-4 start, and hoping to play Dakota much better today than that opening matchup at their house, in which they were embarrassed 34-6. It was an ugly win. What does AI think about this game? Well, it predicts Dakota will win 31-17. Predicting the firepower is too much to handle. Theodore Blackman with those. Oh, there's a fumble! And it's scooped up by Dakota on the opening possession. Rick Kuhn with a fumble recovery ripped out of the hands of LaBrice Rowland. And that looked like a clean fumble to me. Rowland, Suki Padre was the one to knock it free. Padre from behind just rips it away, and that is a legit turnover. How about Dakota? That is Dakota's just 2nd forced fumble of the season. They were dead last in the UFL before that recovery, and that is their 3rd fumble recovery, so 1 unforced, but 3rd fumble recovery of the season for Dakota. And they'll hand it off to Liam Seitz to start their opening possession. So early defensive excitement from Dakota on the first game of the Game Day Gauntlet. No, not Roland's first game, although it will be the first game for Jet Monroe of New Orleans. That's a different Roland for Minnesota. Billy Flagg on 2nd down and 7. Fires that complete to the opposite 43-yard line. And if that's Doug Day, which it is, man, Doug Day has needed to get going in this offense, has really struggled to assimilate himself. Just 20 catches in his first 7 games, 1 touchdown, 284 yards. The #1 receiver for Dakota. They need more out of him, although they haven't needed it necessarily, as they are 8-1 and still looking as dominant as ever, the defending champs from last season. Champion going for the underdog on this one. Minnesota is 3-6. They are tied with Phoenix towards the bottom of the Western Conference. But as you all know by now, all teams will make the playoffs this year. It's a double elimination bracket, but of course seeding will be ideal, because the worse your seeding is, the more games you'll have to go. A little bit of a postseason gauntlet, if you will, as Seitz is crushed in the backfield. That is 3 carries for no yards early and still unclaimed. Brennan Allen is so good. He is 6th in the league in tackles, averaging 9.8 per game. Tyler Pryor is #1 in terms of unclaimed defensive players for Phoenix, averaging 9.9 tackles per game. Theodore Blackman is your leading tackler in the UFL at 11.9 yards per game, or tackles per game. 3rd down and 13 now for Liam Seitz, or for Billy Flagg, excuse me, and Flagg is sacked. That is Barker with the takedown for Minnesota, and that will force Dakota off the field. Billy Flagg has had a problem getting sacked. He's actually the most sacked quarterback in the league, which is really surprising considering his mobility. 38th sack taken this season. Minnesota's actually 2nd most with 33. So both of these teams have done a poor job of protecting their quarterback much of this season, but Minnesota's defense gets a stop on their opening drive. Will it be 3 opening scoreless quarters on Gauntlet in consecutive weeks? We've had last 2 weeks zeros on the board at the end of the first quarter of our first game, and so far we're still looking for our first points in Sioux Falls. The chat is popping today. I cannot keep up, and I love it. Maybe it's because I'm tired. Maybe it's because it's the end of May and I just need a recharge. I don't know what it is, but the chat is just flying by. I'm glad you all are I'm glad you all are enjoying yourselves, and Charles is enjoying laying on his back, apparently. And off to Rob Noel. Rob Noel is one of those players that is just a head-scratcher around the league because he is one of the most talented players in the UFL, but Minnesota has just been unable to get him going this season. Noel's still 19th in the league in rushing yards per game at 43.6, second down and 3 for Doug Falk. A deep drop back and a wide open receiver. That's Tyler Falk over the middle to the 30-yard line, and Doug starts 4 for 4 for 46 yards in that loss to Dakota. Falk was 20 of 39 with no touchdowns and a pick. $32 of you in the chat so far. You've got double your bingo cards today. That means double the chances to win, but only 4 chances to win. Hi, Tony. Today here on Gauntlet, so a little tougher in a little bit of a different way, as that pass was intended for Tyler Falk, and he was unable to come up with it. First incompletion of the day for Minnesota. Our next kickoff is Miami and Los Angeles coming up in about 11 minutes. You saw all the fisters on the front of the line there for Dakota. You've got Jacob Morrison and Rick Kuhn out there in the secondary for the Rhinos. 6:18 to go in the first quarter. I don't want to hear it about MIT bingo. Last week you had 9 chances to win. Of course, I guess having the 2 cards makes it maybe a little bit more cumbersome. I don't know. I did say chance to win. Catching up on some of the leaderboards around the league as we enter into Week 10. Payne Price is your rushing leader, and it's not close. Over 200 more yards than any other player. 1,087 yards in his first 9 games. He's the only player averaging 120.8 or over 100 yards per game. Doug Falk on a third down and 11 delivers. That's Roland holding on to the football this time. And Minnesota converts another third down. Your passing leader, of course, is Shai Ronnie, averaging 373 passing yards per game. That's 38 more than any other. Rob Crone in Miami is second, followed by BK Solberg, Jay Carter, and Doug Falk from Minnesota, averaging 302 yards per game. In the receiving category, it's Mike Churchill with 1,009 yards. Mia Pangori, 995 yards. Annie Beaverhausen with 945 yards. Buck Wild, 884 yards. And you'll see all 4 of those players on the Gauntlet today. And then, surprisingly, Michael Osbury for New Orleans is 5th. But Osbury claimed this week by Jet Monroe. So Monroe hoping to capitalize on Osbury's great start to the season. Rob Noel with a shifty move up to the Dakota 44-yard line. And so far, so good for a Minnesota team that got down to Dakota 17-6 at the end of the first half of their first meeting. Who has the who has the least passing yards, says Zach Holdorf. That would be Karen Koizumi, but Holdorf, you are 15th at 214 yards per game. Karen Koizumi, 193. Of course, St. Louis and San Diego do plenty of rushing. First down and 10 yards to go. They're going to send Noel out into the pass pattern if they can get the playoff in time, which they cannot. So that's going to result in a delay of game for the Chippers. They'll move back 5 yards. How do you mean, champion? This is a real football league. Zach Holdorf also in the rushing department. He is 13th in the league in rushing yards per game as Falk drops to throw. That pass is complete to Roland. First down to the 37. You know, they say running quarterbacks are a cheat code. If you combine Holdorf's rushing at 79 to his passing 214, he averages 293 yards a game. That's the same as Joe Tillo and Ronnie Shanahan, Adam Wiseman, and all those guys. Play fake for Doug Falk. And that pass is caught by Michael Joseph inside the 10. Joseph down to the 5-yard line. Doug Falk over 100 passing yards in the first quarter. as Joseph has his second catch for 41 total yards so far, up to the 5-yard line of Dakota. That one goes right over the head of Padre. Minnesota's offense putting in work here in the first quarter. Michael Joseph happy about that as we get a closer look at his uniform on the pylon cam. Yeah, how about the punting stats? Jimmy Smith, number 1 in the league, averages 54.2 yards per punt. Handoff on 1st and goal. Rob Noel, what happened? What happened here? All right, well, we're caught up now. 2nd and goal at the 4. Come on, headquarters. You can do it. It's just one game. You got plenty more to go here. 2nd and goal at the 4 for Minnesota after the 1-yard run for Noel. Falk gets rid of it, wide open. Touchdown from 4 yards away. Minnesota hits Bradley for the score. And we've got our first number off the board. It is the number 4. He was all alone. That is, I think that's the first catch for Bradley this season. Not in our box scores. C.J. Bradley with the touchdown. And, wow, Minnesota mixes it up, and no wonder no one was around him. No one was looking for him, as that kick is good. The 10th touchdown for Doug Falk this season. 4 and 7 come off the board. And we are scoreless no more in our opening quarter of the Game Day Gauntlet. Tyler, just out of curiosity, when is that game that you're playing later on today? I might have to put that on a second screen. 2:55 to go in the first quarter. Minnesota on top of Dakota, 7-0. Oh, so Champion actually wants to play in the league? Oh, Torillo 4 on both cards. Good start. That's lucky. All right, Dakota, plenty of time. They're used to trailing in a lot of these games. They certainly trailed Chicago big earlier this season, or a couple weeks ago, and came back to 129-11 in total yards in the first quarter here for Minnesota. Billy Flagg's going to drop the throw. He throws that in between 2 different players. That's incomplete, and the Minnesota bench is fired up. Dakota looking a little shaky here in the first quarter against their Northwest rivals, or Northern rivals, I should say. Play fake, and a roll for Billy Flagg. Wide open, caught at the 42-yard line for a first down. Let's talk about some of the game plan adjustments this week. You know, Minnesota 2-2 in their last 2 games, all games by 1 score. You know, fiddling around with the game plan, and ultimately, you know, how does Minnesota play against Dakota since the adjustments? And so far, so good. Doug Day with his second catch. He's been more involved today. For Miami, they had to fix their defense. Their defense was a sieve. Open in the middle of the field. We saw a lot of that this week in terms of adjustments around the league. For Miami, theirs was a little bit more subtle, just making some minor tweaks, but it should have a major impact as Tony Horn, no, check that, Jake Riley gets 7 to the 49-yard line. For Salt Lake, their red zone offense was a mess last week. 7 attempts, just 2 touchdowns, 3 turnovers. So Salt Lake worked on the red zone offense. New York completely changed up how they are playing their base defenses. Tremaine sacks Flagg. That's the 2nd sack for Minnesota here in the opening quarter. New York getting a little bit more dynamic with their base 3-4. They felt like they were too vanilla, so throwing in a bunch of different looks today in their base defense to see if New York's New York's defense can improve. San Diego and Dallas both coming up off of wins. Of course, Austin, losers of 4 straight. They also made adjustments to their defense, a little bit more dramatic than Miami did. They're also out of a base 3-4, but they're going to be mixing some things up with some zone blitzes, more cover 6, etc. today for Austin. 3rd down and 9 for Flag. He's going to be sacked again. 3 sacks by 3 different players for Minnesota in the opening quarter. The defensive front getting to Billy Flagg in the backfield, and Dakota's going to have to punt again. He has not had much time back there to throw the football. Of course, for Phoenix, their goal line offense has been abysmal. So a lot of inside the 5 work was done, completely reworked that. You'll see that on Coast to Coast tonight. Vegas, that's another team that really struggled on the defensive side of the ball. They got wholesale changes on both sides this week as this punt is away from the 15-yard line on the return to the 27. Pretty good field position for Minnesota. Doug Falk, 8 of 10. For 109 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. The defense has 3 sacks. And what would this game be if not for Suki Padri's forced fumble on Labrice Rowland? This is a play fake for Doug Falk. There's a flag down. Falk's going to take off. This might be coming back for a hold. Falk's got lots of room, and then he is tag-teamed by a pair of fisters. That's a holding for Minnesota, and it will come back. Melquan Jones is called for that one. 129-20 in total yards in favor of Minnesota on the final play of the first quarter. There goes Rob Noel picking up 7. And that's the end of the first in Sioux Falls. A dominant first quarter by the road team, the Minnesota Chippers, as we get set for Miami and Los Angeles coming up in about 40 seconds. Handoff. Rob Noel got 28 yards on his first 7 carries. Tackle made by Nuke Raden, who's been a great asset to this defense this season. His 4th tackle today. Third down and 12. Play fake to Rob Noel. Doug Falk has the blitz picked up, and it's caught again. Michael Joseph on the sideline. A beautiful ball from Falk, and Minnesota's up to 158 total yards. Wow, that is a difficult throw over the head of 2 defenders. And it's time for our second game of the Game Day Gauntlet. It's Los Angeles and it's Miami. And it's right now here on the Game Day Gauntlet. Falk over the middle. That pass is complete. Picking up a few. 2nd and 7 at the 49. Beautiful day in Los Angeles. Across the country goes Miami. This Miami defense desperate for a turnaround. They are 6th worst, giving up 25.8 points per game. Austin 5th worst, Minnesota 4th worst. They all hope to turn it around today. Doug Falk, 2nd down and 7, fires to a wide open. Is that Joseph again? Yes, it is. Michael Joseph with another catch on the sideline. 4 catches for 70 yards in the first half as Minnesota gets to the Dakota 43-yard line. Kickoff in LA, all black for the Aztecs, teal, white, teal for Miami. And Doc Holliday almost had our first kick return of the season. Rob Crone will start the offense in Miami.
Let's go, D, tighten up. Let's go, D, tighten up.
This is Crone firing to the 39-yard line. We'll meet that offense coming up back to Dakota, where it's 2nd down and 11 for the Chippers at the 44. Rob Noel was dropped for a 1-yard loss. The handoff to Noel, and he is buried in the backfield. That's going to result in a 3rd and long again for Minnesota. 2nd and 6 for Crone and the Pirates. Handoff, Bullet Boletsky. Boletsky, 3rd in the league in rushing yards, has a first down to the LA 48-yard line, a pickup of 12.
Here we go. 60 outlaw.
Tyler must have stepped away. He never answered my question. How rude. 3rd down and 12. The deep shot, incomplete. Had one-on-one coverage, and Dakota gets a much-needed stop on their side of the 50. Minnesota will have to punt. This is Boletsky making a man miss and getting 6 more. 18 yards on his first 2 carries. 2nd and 4 for Miami on their opening possession. Second down, 4 yards to go at the LA 42. And that punt is off the side of the foot for Minnesota. Fair catch called for at the 22. How about Terrell Cooper with his first grab of the day? Cooper, 15-yard completion. Miami's teal, white teal looking crisp today. I need these 2 helmets on my desk in my life. I still got to get my UFL helmet. Come on, CJ. Green Gridiron. Let's get a move on. I want to put that right on the desk. Hand off to Liam Seitz. Goes nowhere, and Boletsky picks up 7. Congrats to the Vancouver Legion, who won back their 2nd championship back-to-back on the Virtual Football Network yesterday, as Crone gets a first down to the 15-yard line. Doc Holliday with his 2nd catch. Billy Flagg's got a first down. The handoff to Boletsky. By the way, every time I say Rob Crone's name, does anybody know the movie Snowpiercer? Anybody in the chat know what I'm talking about? Hand off to Liam Seitz. That's a loss of 1. -4 yards on his first 5 carries. Randy Tremaine on the tackle. Minnesota's defense is doing work. No, you cannot buy UFL helmets. That's incorrect. But you can buy UFL apparel at UFLshop.com. Yeah, I'm still... Oh, that's a touchdown. 12-yard pickup for Miami. That is Terrell Cooper into the end zone, and the opening drive score for the Pirates. They made quick work. There goes Liam Seitz in the open field on 2nd and 11, and he's tackled at the 7-yard line. So explosive plays in both games. Okay, so for those of you that know Snowpiercer, Chrono? That's what I think every time I hear Rob Crone's name. Yeah, I'm still working on international shipping. I'm sorry. Life's crazy, but we're gonna get that solved this week. I am very confident. 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. As Flag rolls and fires into the back of the end zone, incomplete. Team helmets were never available. They were custom made by Green Gridiron for our respective studios. I'm getting a UFL one that will sit comfortably on my desk, but Green Gridiron is still wrapping up the project. Lions on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and goal at the 4. No, we don't have mini helmets yet. That is very expensive to produce in bulk, and no, we don't have those available. Sorry. Billy Flag fires, intercepted. Minnesota with a goal line stand. Morton with the pick. How about the Chippers in the first half? That is The second interception for Jerry Morton this season takes that one away from Tony Horn Jr., and Dakota is still scoreless. This is Shanahan going deep for LA, and it is incomplete. McKay Breeze was the intended target down the field.
Let's go. 8-3.
Tyler, did you miss me earlier? What time is that game? I might have to put it on a second window. Your game. Handoff to Rob Noel, and that picks up a few. 5:45 to go in the first half. Minnesota's up 7-0. Third down and 1 for Los Angeles, and they are going to pick up the first down. Al Ingram with his first run, picking up 2. Second down, 7 yards to go for Minnesota, and again they start the motion way too early, and a false start, or a delay of game rather, on the Chippers. So far this season, Austin has been called for the most penalties with 22. Minnesota's 4th in the league with 15.
Ready. 70. Indy.
Hand off to Ingram, and Ingram is ripped down by the face mask. Miami's been called for 14 and now 15. That's going to tack on 15 yards for LA. So we have 4, 7, and 12 off the board so far. 7-0 Miami, 7-0 Minnesota. 4:46 to go in the first half. New York and Salt Lake is our next kickoff in 11 minutes. Doug Falk firing, throws an interception at the 33-yard line. It's being returned, and it goes all the way back. Touchdown Dakota on a pick 6. The second turnover of the day for the Chippers. And it is Jacob Morrison, who's been a hot topic in the Dakota locker room this week, getting the interception and returning it for a score. And just like that, tight coverage on Tyler Falk, but I'm not sure that the ball was going to get there. Just like that, the Dakota Rhinos are an extra point away from tying things up after a mostly miserable first half. Second turnover for Minnesota. Dakota has one as well. And the extra point is good. 7-7 in Sioux Falls. Los Angeles now at the Miami 40 with 6:08 to go on their opening drive. Shanahan fires it over the middle. That is complete for a pickup of 8. Down to the Miami 32-yard line. That's Scorch Henderson's first catch for 8 yards. Third and inches for LA. Got it again. Victor Washington. All the way down to the 21-yard line. That's his second carry for 12 yards. They're splitting time last couple of weeks. Micah Steiner on the tackle. But LA trying to answer Miami's touchdown with one of their own on their opening drive. Minnesota's got to bounce back. It feels like the Chippers should be up more than they are. In fact, they're not even up at all anymore. Doug Falk, 11 of 15, 141 yards. He was spotless until that interception. For Falk, that was interception number 8 on the season. Doug back to work. He's going to sling it deep. It is incomplete. A double coverage down there. Second down for Minnesota. Afternoon, Robert Henson. Hope the hangover's gone, my friend. For Falk, that was just his 8th pick. He had the 4th fewest interceptions in the UFL before that pick. Ronnie Shanahan is going to be sacked on 2nd and 11. Rip Kuby with the takedown. Kuby still your clubhouse leader in sacks this season with 10. Keyshawn Lynch of Phoenix, Brendan Bell of Wichita each have 8. Third down Minnesota, they convert up to the 40-yard line.
We play to win. Let's go.
Henson hoping the sting of defeat from yesterday is softened by New York win today over Salt Lake. That kickoff is in 8 minutes now. 3rd down and 15 for Los Angeles following the sack. Ronnie Shanahan trying to keep the drive alive. He'll fire to the sideline. Oh, he had an open receiver on a comeback route, and Shanahan just missed him. So a 43-yard field goal upcoming for Los Angeles. What I want to know is, does Ray have a number 14 on her card today? $43-yard field goal attempt for Los Angeles. And we'll have no goose eggs on the board. That field goal is good. 43-3 off your bingo cards. What did AI say about the LA-Miami game? They predict the Aztecs get the win 24-21. Home field advantage gives LA the edge. AI not going hard in the paint today. Not really predicting any upsets in terms of overall record. 2-minute warning in Sioux Falls. Tyler is not responding to me. Is that annoying or what? Everybody boo him in the chat. I've asked him twice when his big college football game today against David Leathers is, and he has not answered me. On my own show. It's just rude. Yes, I did see that earlier today. Those D's and O's, man, they look the same. Doug Day, 3 catches, 44 yards on 4 targets. That's a positive for Dakota as their offense gets the football back, and Minnesota's kind of gone a little quiet here in the last couple of drives. What can Flag do before the end of the first half? Trying to set up a screen to Liam Seitz, and Seitz will pick up 6 yards on the play. Okay, 3 Central. Thank you, Tyler. Just before you got booed. DJ Woods on the tackle for Los Angeles. 3rd down and 4. Billy Flag over the middle, and that is, he airmailed it. Check that. That was 2nd and 4 for Dakota. Now 3rd and 4 for Dakota, and it's going to be a first down for Miami after LA is called for an offside on 3rd and 4. That's a brutal penalty on Therese Jenkins. This is Flag on the run on 3rd and 4. He is short of the first down, so Minnesota is going to call a timeout.
Okay, ready?
Coming up later today on Coast to Coast, it is Gerald Smith and Mike Daggs in Wichita for the Claws and the Flyers. We've got Tyler Falk and Josh Zirkle on the call for Phoenix and Vegas as Dakota punts it away. And then Monday night, it is Michael Turillo and Eric Vinson on the call of Chicago and Rochester. Is your broadcast crew for today? Our broadcast crews around the league. Hand off to Beletsky, who's off to a hot start today. 8 carries, 37 yards. That lost a yard at the LA 42. Doug Falk trying to lead a drive in the final minutes here, the first half. 105 and counting. That's a pickup of 6 yards. And that's Roland again. Flyers Claws is a fun matchup. Both teams coming off impressive wins last week. Wichita 34-31 win over Miami at the buzzer. 45 yards for Beletsky so far will bring up a 3rd down and 3. And then New Orleans just spanked Austin in a shocker in the rain in primetime last week. Emmanuel Blackman was near perfect in that game. First down for Minnesota. They have 2 timeouts left. They're still on their own 38-yard line as Rob Crone's pass is caught by Buck Wild. This is a Falk again dumping that off short. That's going to be a timeout, Minnesota. They are at their 46 with 31 seconds to go. I can assure you, Clutch, Tyler does not hate you.
Ready to break.
When a team loses 44-6, there's not much you can say that's positive. That's why it's so tough to watch those routes like that as Doug Falk throws over the middle. That pass is caught wide open. Michael Joseph down to the Dakota 29-yard line. How about that? Joseph continues to torch the Dakota Rhinos defense in the first half, and that one was too easy. Rob Crone on a 2nd down and 7, going to go play action. That pass is caught down to the 8-yard line. That's the end of the first quarter. Miami trying to make it 2 for 2 on drives here in the first half. Minnesota's got 12 seconds left. They can get one more playoff here in the first half. Falk looking down to 6, down to 5. Going to take off and run. That's going to make the field goal much more difficult. It'll be a 50-yard field goal with 3 seconds to go, and Minnesota almost ran out of time.
Here we go.
First and goal at the 8 for Miami. A 50-yard field goal coming up for Minnesota. Rob Crone from the 8. Fires that a little short. 50-yard field goal for Minnesota is off the crossbar. No good. And that's how we end the half. Missed opportunities for the Chippers and Rhinos in the first half, and we're all tied at 7 at the break in a competitive rematch between Northern rivals. Handoff to Boletsky, gets down to the 6-yard line. Third down and goal. Can Miami make it 2 touchdowns on 2 drives to start the game? Crone dropping a throw and has all kinds of time. Fires, caught by Buck Wild. There's a flag. And Buck Wild must have ran his route out of bounds initially. That's going to wipe away the touchdown and result in a 23-yard field goal. So we got a ton of threes off the board here to start the day. 23-yard field goal for Miami. That's up and good, and that means 10 is also off the board. Two more numbers on your bingo cards. Ten seconds to kick off in New York. Here we go. Into the triple box. Welcome to New York, where the New York Lightning are hoping to bounce back from an 18-10 loss to St. Louis. Losers of 2 straight after starting 7-0. The Lightning hoping to get back on track in front of their home crowd. Salt Lake is 4-5. And a shocking 4-5 after Salt Lake was the #1 record in the regular season last season. In the UFL, they have lost 2 games in a row. 27-30 to Minnesota, 23-30 against Dallas. Their previous loss 5 weeks ago, 35-31 to Wichita. That's 3 straight one-score losses for Salt Lake, 2 straight losses for New York. 2 top teams trying to get back on track today in the Big Apple. And off to Liam Seitz for Dakota. He's got a first down up to the 39-yard line. That handoff for Ingram doesn't get much. His 3rd carry for Los Angeles. And New York's going to start with the football. Handoff, Jupiter Jennings, and that picks up 5. Ronnie Shanahan, deep shot, that is McCabe. First down to the 37. Beautiful slip there from Dakota's receiver. That's Mike Coco coming up near a first down. There's 9:35 to go in the first half of this Miami-Los Angeles game, and these two teams have scored on every drive. This is LA's second drive of the first half. Pass is caught for Declan James near the sideline. And Damon Simeon says, "Hi, Cam. It's my anniversary weekend. My wife and I celebrate 2 days in May. May 28th, which is our wedding day, and May 30th, which is the date we met." Congratulations, Damon, on your anniversary. How many years, my friend?
Down. 15 line. 15 line.
Second down and 10. Los Angeles is going to be third down and inches for New York. And Robert Henson is going to pick that up. Lots of black and white out there today for New York and Salt Lake. Just the white tops and the yellow, that bright yellow separating these two teams today on the field. And on third down and 5, Los Angeles got 4. Decision to make. Pass complete to the sideline. That's Doug Day again. He's having one of his best days as a Rhino down to the 21-yard line. 4th and 1. What's Los Angeles going to do here? 15 years, Damon and his lovely wife. Congratulations, Damon, on that achievement. I know firsthand how difficult that is to get to. 4th down and 1. Los Angeles is going to go for it at the 28-yard line of Miami to keep the drive alive. Shanahan drops to throw. Pass caught inside the 20. Down to the 15, down to the 14. LA's second drive still moving in the second quarter. 5-yard completion for Flagg, who's now 8 of 12 for 95 yards. That picks up 6. Tony Horn Jr. with the catch. That's his first of the day. Wow, in the third quarter. First and 10 to the 14-yard line for Los Angeles. 7 minutes to go in the first half. Shanahan's pass is caught at the 6. Handoff Robert Henson. There goes Henson down to the 31-yard line of Salt Lake. 9:46 to go in the first half. 2 weeks ago, New York made improvements to their red zone offense, or reshaped their red zone offense after they struggled in the red zone, but didn't get in the red zone much last week against St. Louis, and so they're eager to see how they've improved on both sides of the ball today. 3rd down and 4 for Billy Flagg at the 16-yard line. Oh, that pass is incomplete as Horn got rocked. Check that. Jake Riley got rocked. 3rd and inches for LA at the Miami 4. Shanahan going to throw for it, loft it to the corner, and it's knocked away. Now another 4th down decision coming up for LA. This is a 33-yard field goal for Dakota. We already have 33 off the board. And Joe Francis is sacked. Dan the Bull Taylor with the takedown, and a slow-mo there of Trey Allema knocking that, I think, what would have been a touchdown away from LA. And now they're just going to take the points. This is a 21-yard field goal, which would make it 21-6. And that field goal is up and good, so Los Angeles not going to tempt fate there. 21-6 off the board. 4 drives and 4 scores in Los Angeles. Francis on a 3rd down and 5. He's going to take off and run. Francis, not fleet of foot usually, but picks up 12 yards and a New York first down to the 14-yard line of Salt Lake. Opening drive still looking good. Dakota gets a field goal on the board. They now lead 10-7, 7:47 to go in the third. Robert says, man, offense looks better so far. Down to the 14, 7:35 to go in the first. The handoff to Jennings, going to get 1 yard on the play. New York is closest to scoring position right now. The 4th game of 5 here on the Game Day Gauntlet kicks off in 13 minutes, and that's the one I think most of us will have our eyes on. San Diego and Dallas, 2 teams on winning streaks that have been playing very good football. A completely different brand of football, but Eden Hart gets to the 5-yard line. 3rd down and 1. We're keeping an eye on Miami. Good catch there by Rowland. as they're trying to make it 3 for 3. Neither team has a full stop in the Miami-Los Angeles game with 5:20 to go in the first half. Lots of long drives there. 3rd down and 1 for New York. Francis going to throw. That pass is complete down to the 1-yard line. Francis 4 for 4 for 37 yards. That's Mark Anthony with his first reception, and Doc Holliday's got another grab for Miami. Rob Crone is 7 of 8, and Holliday's got 4 for 44 yards. 3rd down and 2. Rob Noel picks up the first down for Minnesota. You see Anthony just shy of the goal line there. Keeping an eye on things. It looks like we've got Minnesota and Miami both about to cross the 50, but we got New York with a 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Francis, play fake to Jennings, and a free rusher off the outside. Glover with the sack drops Francis for an 8-yard loss. The play actions on the 1-yard line. Where do they come from? Doug Falk with a completion to his son up to the Dakota 44-yard line. That'll make it much more difficult for the Lightning. 2nd and goal at the 9. Why are we still doing that? I'm with you. I'm with you, Robert. That is frustrating. Handoff to Boletsky, and he'll get 5 more. Handoff to Jennings. He's going to lose 3 more. So that's Dan Taylor with the TFL, his 3rd tackle. He's been great. He's been a great midseason signing for Salt Lake. Rob Noel is loose. Past the 30, breaking a tackle. Noel is down to the 23 of Dakota. 63 yards on 16 carries. Crone is sacked off a blitz from the outside. A corner blitz. Williams with the takedown for Los Angeles will set up Miami with a 3rd down and 11 yards to go. Back to New York. 3rd down and goal at the 12. 4:45 to go in the first quarter. Francis going to drop back to throw. Clean pocket. Francis back in the end zone. Intercepted. Salt Lake with a takeaway. LaBrice Ruff, who got some boosts 2 weeks ago and played great against Dallas, and what a disaster to start the game for New York. A bomb over the middle. That is down to the 1-yard line. Terrell Cooper can't get in, but Miami's trying to make it 3 for 3 on drives in the first half. Dakota and New York have thrown interceptions in the end zone today. Rob Noel takes the handoff, gets to the 17. A much better day for Noel today. 68 yards on 17 carries. And the handoff to Chris Aller to start the drive for Salt Lake. New York's defense completely reworked out of the base set. Not off to a good start there either. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 3 for Minnesota as they come up just short. 2-minute warning in Los Angeles. Looks like we'll have a field goal for Minnesota from 34 yards out as that ball was swatted away from Douglas Brown. So now Miami 1st and goal on the 1-yard line. And the handoff goes to Boletsky, and they punch it in. Touchdown Miami. We've got a 1 off the board as Jay Carter's pass is incomplete. Boletsky's in the end zone. Field goal from 34 yards out is good, and Minnesota has tied the game at 10. Chris Aller on the carry. It's going to bring up a 3rd down for Salt Lake. 3rd and 5 at the 37. All tied up in Dakota. Miami has scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal on their first half drives. The extra point is up and good, and that means 17 is off the board. And that elusive number 14 still continues to haunt bingo players everywhere. Peter, that was exactly what I was thinking. Miami showing New York how to score from a yard out. Totally. It shouldn't be that hard. Scoreless in New York as Jay Carter was looking deep down the field for Pangori. Oh, that was intercepted. Intercepted by New York. Oh, what a play. Bjorn McClain with the takeaway, and New York's defense gets a turnover on their opening drive. How about that from McLean?
Here we go. 30 base.
So New York's got the football at the 28, and Francis dumps it off to Eden Hart. That's near a first down. For McLean, that's interception number 3 on the season. And Los Angeles will try to make it 3 for 3 in the first half with under 2 minutes to go.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son.
Joe Francis with a play fake on a 2nd down and 1. Going to take off and run again. Francis near a first down. I think he got it. Fumble! Fumble! Minnesota recovers! Tyson Anderson, another fumble in this game with 3:08 to go in the third. We got to get another look at this one. That was Day over the middle. Where's the ball? Where is the ball? Can we get another look at that, please? Whoa, that is really close because Day was on top of the defender. That might be legit right there. First down for New York. 1st and 10 for LA. Over the middle, that's caught for a 6-yard pickup. Now we got a booth review in Dakota on that fumble with 3:08 to go. Rolls over the defender. Oh, 59 is blocked. Here we go. Best look here. And Doug Day is down. That is going to be overturned, and Dakota catches a break. Dan Taylor's already up to 5 tackles for Salt Lake's defense. So we're about to have a scoreless first quarter in New York. San Diego and Dallas kicking off in about 6 minutes. 35 seconds for LA to try to get their 3rd score on 3 drives of the first half. There goes Shanahan. He misfired to McKay Breeze. Liam Seitz has a first down up to 97 yards on 12 carries over the Minnesota 42-yard line. 5 seconds to go in the first quarter. New York back into Salt Lake territory following the interception. 2nd down and 10 for LA. They still have all 3 timeouts. That dump off over the middle to the 32 will net them 8 yards. Timeout Los Angeles. End of the first in New York. We are scoreless. 10-10 Dakota and Minnesota. Minnesota almost had a fumble recovery, but it was overturned. That is a handoff to Liam Seitz, and Seitz is going to lose more yards. Francis deep down the field. Down the sideline. Eden Hart. How did she stay in bounds? 39-yard score. Touchdown, New York. How did Hart stay in bounds? Shanahan is sacked on 3rd down, and Miami's going to get a stop. Ooh, can we get a sideline look at this from Hart?
Ready? 90 Wolf.
Oh, did she keep the feet in? We're not going to, man, do we have a pylon? Do we have anything? Do we have any kind of look to see? Hart, fleet of foot, Billy flag, sacked by Boyd. 2nd sack for Boyd. And there's no review. New York is going to score from 39 yards away. That is a touchdown. And the Lightning go up 7-0. Striking first against the Hornets. I mean, I didn't see any evidence that she was out of bounds, but a very impressive play. The field goal, LA just kicked what did they kick? A 54-yard field goal to end the first half, and they missed badly. That is the end of the first half. I didn't even think they were going to attempt it. In Los Angeles, 17-6, Miami on top. Pretty good first half over there in California. So now it's a 4th and 18 for Dakota. They're going to have to punt it away with 1:05 to go in the 3rd quarter. A nip and tuck game in Sioux Falls. For Eden Hart, that was touchdown number 4 on the season. Jazz Aldmere leads the team with 6. I wouldn't say you suck, Ronnie. You're 5-4. You're tied for 2nd in the West, but Miami did play the better first half, certainly, as Falk's pass is Sales out of play. Second down and 10 coming up. Takeda, that's only a St. Louis kick. Seriously. Gordon Bradley, unbelievable. San Diego Dallas starts in about 3 minutes, champ. Toss out to Tyler Falk on a little smoke play, but Dakota all over that. That gained a yard. Al Ingram, a very quiet first half. The running game for Los Angeles has looked lost the last few weeks. 188 to 130. Miami leads in total yards, and Chris Allure dropped the pass on 3rd and 10. And Jay Carter is now 0 for 4 with a pick to start the game for Salt Lake. That is a rare drop right there as New York gets another stop. Salt Lake punts it away. Don't forget the bingo numbers are going to go away in the quad box. We'll keep you posted on what numbers we have until they return. End of the third quarter in Sioux Falls. We are tied at 10. It's been a good one in South Dakota. Ronnie Shanahan now 16 of 20 for 140 yards. He connects with Scorch Henderson 5 for 33 as LA hopes to get back to their scoring ways to start the third quarter. Minnesota's got to punt the football. They ended up 3 yards short. Joe Francis back to work in the New York offense. He's now 9 of 10. His only blemish, that end zone interception. Mark Anthony, 3 catches for 18 yards. Play fake for Ronnie Shanahan. He will fire down the field. Caught, first down. McKay Breeze. Shanahan now 17 of 21. Breeze's 5th reception as Shanahan spreading the ball around the Miami 30-yard line. Seitz with another carry. He's the first back to over 100 today. 104 on 14 carries. That is Jupiter Jennings. First down, 29 yards on his first 6 carries, 11 yards after contact, and 157 offensive yards today so far for New York. Here goes Billy Flagg on second down and 2. He's got the first down up to midfield. Henson, that's a good call. I would have to look to see if that's possible with our partners over at Printful and Shopify. I'm just not sure but good suggestion. Deep shot for Dakota. That's a 48-yard bomb, and that's Doug Day picking up a monster gain. Dakota now down to the Minnesota 2. 6 catches for over 100 yards for Doug Day on a banner day for their top receiver. Jennings has a first down at the 36-yard line. 8 carries for 40 yards for Jennings. First down and goal at the 2. And it's time for Dallas and San Diego. The Talons 6-3, the Wildcats 4-5. We're expecting a good one in Texas. That's a 2-yard touchdown for Billy Flagg to Mike Coco for the score. I believe it was 2 yards out. Yeah, 2-yard strike for Dakota, and they have taken the lead. 16-10, extra point pending. Now 17-10. Los Angeles. Victor Washington, what a run, an effort run, gets the Aztecs into the end zone from 3 yards out. 17-13, Los Angeles has scored on 3 of their 4 drives in the game. Miami 3 for 3. Look at the effort from Washington. LA fighting their way back in this. Dallas and San Diego is underway. And for Washington, that's touchdown number 4 on the season. LA's going for 2. They won't get it. So 12, well, 12's already off the board. So 2 is your only new number there. It's now 17-12. Miami over LA. Dakota takes, is that their first lead of the day with 10:06 to go in the fourth quarter? Here we go, New York, down to the 1 yard line. First and goal on the 1 again. And the handoff to Jennings at fullback. Touchdown, New York. That was one of the red zone adjustments. This time they score from 1 yard out and they go up 13-0. Cameron Duty trying to take off and run on Dallas's opening drive, but he is brought down. Nigel McDade with a 6-yard loss. And that ball was dropped from Minnesota. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. So there you go. Adjustments, improvements in real time there for New York. And we might finally get the elusive 14 that we haven't had off your bingo cards in 2 weeks. That kick is good and 14's off the board. So since the numbers disappeared, 2 and 14 off the board on 2nd and 10. Tyler Falk could not reel in the jump ball. 3rd down and 10 now for Minnesota. Bullets 14 carries, 58 yards, and a touchdown. 3rd and 16 for Cameron Duty. Going long, wide open. Miles Savage, 81 yards. That's what Dallas does. Touchdown, Talons. Over 50 is off the board, and that has been a problem for San Diego's defense at times this season. Just getting beat on go routes, and that is Dallas's specialty. Savage for the touchdown. What did we say, 81 yards out? $81-yard score. That is the 4th longest pass in the UFL this season. Ruth's extra point is good. 7-0 Dallas over San Diego, just like that. Jay Carter, did he just get his first completion? He did, for 3 yards. There goes Politsky from 49 yards out. Touchdown, Miami. They're 4 for 4 today. And 49 is off the board for the Pirates. Their offense has been cooking. And no one even touched him. Look at this juke on Mike Denali. A complete whiff. And he's gone. Pass caught by Patrick Anderson for Salt Lake. It's 3rd down and 4 for Dakota at the 39-yard line. Minnesota trying to get the football back. Their offense since scoring that touchdown has been stunted. The extra point for Miami is good. Doug Day converts the first down. Holy smokes. 7 catches for 142 yards for Doug Day today. .142 is in the top 25, and it's Doug Day's season high for sure. Hand off to Chris Allure on 2nd down and 9. He's buried in the backfield. It'll be 3rd down and long for Salt Lake. 24 is off the board. Liam Seitz has a first down, and Minnesota cannot stop him. 16 carries for 123 yards. It's been the Seitz and Day show. A hold on San Diego on 2nd and 1. BJ Marsland. That hurts. 2nd and 11 coming up for San Diego on the lower right-hand corner of your screen. LA's offense has to do it again. Actually has more total yards than Miami today. Shanahan's pass is complete. That's Lars Bazar first down, picking up 10. And on 3rd down and 9, Carter's pass is incomplete. More stingy defense out of New York. Salt Lake going to have to punt it away. They cannot get Mia Pangori going. She does not have a catch in the first half as that one was swatted away. That's McLean again, who has owned that side of the field. Just put an elbow to the shoulder. There goes Holdorf. Breaking off a tackle. Holdorf to the 46-yard line. Dallas loves to bomb it down the field. San Diego loves to run you to death. This is over the middle, caught for a first down to the 20-yard line. Billy Flagg, another completion. Dakota, man, they are just a second half menace. Henson, 4 carries, 29 yards so far today. No, the big bags are just cosmetic. It has nothing to do with coding or anything like that. Joe Francis dropping a throw for New York, up 14-0, and finds a receiver just shy of the first down. Look at Holdorf down the sideline. He is so shifty. Flagg on a first down and 10. He's going to take off and run. Flagg inside the 10, inside the 5. He lost the ball. Picked up by Dakota. Oh, my goodness. Tyson Anderson. Right at the goal line. Now, this one, let's see if this one's going to stand. Couldn't tell. No, that ball's out. Oh, man, Tyson Anderson right at the goal line. And honestly, it looked like he was fully in the end zone. I'm surprised they marked that down at the 1. 3rd and 8 for Ronnie Shanahan. He's going to be sacked. Dexter Murdoch with the takedown. Second stop of the day for Miami. Now Minnesota's on their own 1-yard line. Folk in a play fake. Got to get rid of it. Folk looking for someone. Anyone has to throw it, and it's knocked away and incomplete. Woo! 2nd and 10 at the 1, but I'm still not sure that ball was out of the end zone. It looked like it was recovered for a touchback. So Minnesota has a fumble. Dakota has a fumble. Dakota had another fumble that got overturned. Rom Noel gives them a little bit of breathing room. And then both Dakota and Minnesota have interceptions. LA's punt goes in the end zone, and Miami will start from their 20. They have scored 3 touchdowns and a field goal on their 2 possessions. Jennings dropped behind the line. Now Doug Falk is going to be sacked. He lost the ball. Picked up by an offensive lineman trying to get out of the end zone. He will not. Safety for Dakota. Butterfingers in Sioux Falls. And it just, I just still don't know if that should have been marked at the 1-yard line. Holdorf's got a first down to the 3. 3 carries for 56 yards on the opening drive for San Diego. And now with 5:29 to go in the 4th quarter, a tall task for Minnesota that started off so hot. And they might, they have 10 points for the second back-to-back weeks. It's another fumble. Minnesota recovers. They're going to take it back for a touchdown. Are you kidding me right now? Francis to Eden Hart, but another fumble recovery for Minnesota. This one by Dylan Lilac. Let's see. Liam Seitz was oh man, I can't see. He was returning the safety punt. By the way, San Diego scored. And Buck Wild's got another catch down the sideline. What is happening? I missed so much. Buck Wild is in the end zone for a touchdown. So is San Diego. But we're upper left-hand corner. We're trying to figure out if Liam Seitz fumbled the football. And it looks like he is down. So that might be the second overturned fumble in this game that goes against Minnesota, and it is. Now Miami has a score that was a Buck Wild touchdown, so 31 is off the board. We're going to catch you up on everything that you missed, or may have missed if you're just following along with my voice. For San Diego, Payne Price took a handoff from 2 yards out. For a score. Man, he just pushed the pile on that. And then Buck Wild makes it 4 touchdowns in 5 drives for Miami. They have been on fire. Was that a 76-yard score? Looking at it again. Wild, yeah, one-on-one coverage. The DB fell over. And Wild took that 76 yards to the crib. And an end zone shot there for New York is incomplete. There's 1:11 to go in that half. We've got Austin and St. Louis kicking off in about 7 minutes. Boyd with the tackle on sights. It's 3rd down and 9. And Miami is now 5 of 5 on scoring drives. New York is back in the red zone down to the 3 with 1 minute to go. Joe Francis is 15 of 17 passing today. One of his 2 blemishes, an end zone interception. So back to Dakota, 3rd down and 9 for Billy Flagg. Flagg is going to be sacked. So Minnesota gets the stop. Dakota has thrown an interception, fumbled at the 1-yard line. They've also fumbled twice, 2 other times, and it's been overturned. 1st and goal at the 3. With 48 seconds to go in the first half, Francis is going to throw, and Francis has a touchdown, New York. Another red zone score inside the 5. Mark Anthony makes it 2 for 3. It is all lightning in the first half. Salt Lake has been invisible. And that punt goes out of the back of the end zone for Dallas. That game is tied at 7. Plenty of fireworks there. Minnesota's going to get the football back after Dakota shanks the punt out of bounds at the 31-yard line. The extra point for New York is up and good. 21 is off the board. 3 was already off the board. No new numbers there. Charles calls his 8-1 Rhinos the dumbest play calling. I just like to put things in perspective for people as we go along in the broadcast. No one is going to feel sorry for you, is what is my point. Rob Crone is 11 for 12 for 225 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no picks. He has been outstanding today. Can Miami make it 6 for 6? San Diego's got a first down. Kyron Rucker, 3 of 4 for 34 yards for Zach Holdorf. He can throw the football. Rob Crone is going nowhere fast. He is not a runner. Walker with the sack. And now a face mask on Dakota is going to give Minnesota some more yards. You know, Robert, it's been a game of extremes, right? We had the interception on the opening drive. That was terrible. And now back-to-back touchdowns inside the 5 for New York. Jay Carter, what is going on with the Hornets today? They have not... They were only uncompetitive one other time this season. That was a 41-13 loss to Dakota. They are getting hammered in New York. Mia Pangori she is just getting brutalized out there. Every time I turn around, a New York defender is getting a free shot on her. Payne Price has a first down for San Diego. This is Doug Falk firing down the sideline. Corner route is incomplete. 3rd down and 9. Dakota's defense has tightened up in the second half again. This is Rob Crone on 3rd down and 10. Dropping a throw. He missed him, and LA gets their first stop of the day. 3rd down and 9 for Doug Falk. Got to make something happen. Spins away from a sack, and it's going to be 4th and 2 with 2:15 to go in the 4th. Jay Carter's pass is caught. Did he get the first down? Sauce K. Oh, I think that's a terrible spot. It's 4th and 1. It at least was 4th and inches. Now that we're going to get a booth review in Salt Lake. And Minnesota's going to try to make this a 1-score game at the 2-minute warning with a 55-yard field goal attempt. And that kick is way off to the right. No good. Minnesota cannot catch a break in the second half. End of the third quarter in Miami, 31-12, or in Los Angeles, 31-12. All Pirates today. The 4 and 5 Pirates, the 5 and 4 Aztecs. Wow, sights, they almost didn't get that play off. Hands the ball off, timeout Minnesota, trying to get the ball back again, trailing 19-10. They were tied at the end of the third quarter. There's a fumble in Los Angeles. A sack from Robert Crone. The 5th sack of the day for Miami. It's recovered by Los Angeles. Payne Price near a first down. I don't think he got it for San Diego. They did not. 4th down and inches. Shanahan's going to bomb it down the field. On 3rd and 21, that pass is incomplete. And Los Angeles, who was right in this game, they were down 17-12, have melted down in the second half. I think Payne Price got that first down. 3rd down and 1 for Salt Lake. 20 seconds to go in the first half, down to 1 timeout. Carter zips it past the 50. That's going to be short of field goal range to the 44. And Salt Lake's going to have a decision to make on the final play. 4th and inches. San Diego goes for it on first down and gets it. Hand off to the fullback. Fourth and 21, LA going for it, down 19, and it's an overthrow. Wow. What a mess. End of the first quarter in Dallas, tied at 7. That game is so far has lived up to the hype. Austin and St. Louis kicking off shortly. Minnesota is now out of timeouts. It is a first down Dakota as Dakota tries to run out the clock here, leading by 9. That whole sequence of Minnesota recovering the fumble as Holdorf gets a run out of the 15-yard line, recovering the fumble, and then them marking it down at the 1-yard line, and then the fumble resulting in the safety. It's just, it was just a slew of misfortunes there for Minnesota. They recovered a fumble, returned it for a touchdown, but it got called back. That was a great look at Eden Hart's score, by the way. Here at the halftime break in New York. I don't think she stepped out of bounds at all. That was a brilliant play. So it looks like Dakota's going to run this thing out. We will take you to the start of Austin and St. Louis. That's a big one in Missouri. Coming up next, 3rd down and 4th, the 13-yard line for San Diego. That pass is bobbled around and hit the helmet twice of an intended target. But that was ended up incomplete. Boing, boing, boing. Hit Payne Price 3 times in the noggin. That was crazy. Kneel down for Dakota. That clock will expire. 21-0 New York to start the second half over Salt Lake. $10 super chat to Damon, which we will get to momentarily. Don't want to miss the kickoff between Austin and St. Louis. This is a 30-yard field goal for San Diego. That kick is good. And we go to St. Louis now for the 5th of our final kickoffs. It's Austin and St. Louis, 30 off the board. By the way, since we went to the quad box, we've had 2, 14, over 50, 49, 24, 19, 31, and 30 off the board. Will Austin finally snap their losing streak, or will the slide continue as the #1 team in the East, the St. Louis Rivermen, welcome the Lone Stars in the final game of 5 here on the Game Day Gauntlet. Jay Carter trying to get the second half started off right, cannot find anything open against this Lightning defense today. All right, let's get back to that. Well, we got Miami in the red zone. Miami trying to extend their lead. 1st and goal at the 6. Beletsky picks up 1. Let's get to that $10 super chat from Damon Simeon. Another great day of Gauntlet games. I love the action in today's games. And we appreciate you all being here for the Gauntlet. Right now, we've got 2 blowouts, and in our games with the least amount of time remaining, that is another touchdown, Miami. Wow. That is the 5-yard variety. The Pirates have opened up a can on Los Angeles, 20 consecutive points. And Hurd does a nice job keeping his feet in bounds. Another bobbled ball in Dallas. Cameron Duty is 2 for 6, and San Diego gets the stop. The extra point for Miami is good, and now 38 is off the board. The numbers are flowing. Crone on the drive, 3 for 3 for 14 yards and a touchdown. That game in LA was 17-12. And Miami has scored 21 unanswered. Austin with an interception. Picked off by John Fowler. And the Austin Lone Stars' reshaped defense means business to start the game. For John Fowler, that was interception number 2 on the season. He joins Randy Parker as the only players on the Austin defense with multiple interceptions. Ooh, St. Louis, Miami next week will be spicy. LA on the return. It looks like they're going to fall to 5-5, so Austin has an opportunity to get to second place in the West. Dakota gets the win over Minnesota 19-10. The Chippers fall to 3-7. Dakota now 9-1, continuing to run roughshod over the UFL in 2026. Shy Ronnie completes her first ball for 2 yards. Joe Francis over the middle, inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line. Francis now 19 of 21. As Beaverhausen's got a first down to the St. Louis 35. Let's go to Dallas, where San Diego's got a 3rd down and 4, and they convert. No, it's dropped. Holdorf now 4 for 6. Another catch for LA. They're at the 17-yard line. Here's a bomb from Austin out of the hands of Beaverhausen. Just at the last second, the ball poked away. That looked like an Austin touchdown. That looked like an LA touchdown. But it wasn't to be. Now 2nd and 10 at the 17-yard line. Ronnie's pass is incomplete. Just a misfire. And San Diego will punt it away. Back to Los Angeles. 2nd down and 10 at the 17. Shanahan drops to throw. That is a pickup of 1 yard. Down to 7 minutes to go in that one. Let's go back to New York. They're in the red zone. 2nd and 12 at the 19-yard line. Play fake, fire on a little RPO. Another deep shot for Austin. That is knocked away. St. Louis's defense is tough with a capital T. And they're going to call that a second drop for Beaverhausen on back-to-back plays. Yeah, had it in her hands for sure. 3rd down and 1 at the 8-yard line. There's a flag. I think that's an interception on San Diego. It's an ineligible man downfield, and that interception is going to stand. Ezra Swift was downfield. The field goal for Austin is good. The penalties decline, and San Diego gets an interception. I feel like all of our action is happening at the same time today. That was a 52-yard field goal for Austin, so those numbers off the board. But for Dallas, Cameron Duty throws a pick. It's 1st and goal at the 3 for the Lightning. They're going to hand it off to Henson, run in left. He scores. Touchdown, New York. That's 3 touchdowns on 4 red zone trips, and it looked like that San Diego interception was miscommunication between Cameron Duty and Rashawn Lockley. New York is pouring it on, and the red zone offense is reborn in New York. And Los Angeles got a touchdown. Takes a lot to keep up with action in the quad box. That's a beautiful jump ball catch for Austin on a 4th down and 16 at the 23-yard line. Another 23-yard score, but it will be 19. 19's also off the board, so no new bingo numbers there. 28-0. New York over Salt Lake right now with 6:39 to go in the third. Your bingo numbers since we hit the quad box. Hold on for everything. We got a 50-yard field goal attempt for San Diego. This is Capellini from 50 yards out. That is good. All 3 big numbers off the board, and 13 is off the board as well. So your bingo numbers since the quad box, Koizumi's going to be sacked, are as follows. 39, check that, 2, 14, over 50, 49, 24, 19, 31, 30, 5, 38, 50, and 13. Throw 28 in there as well, as New York gets 28 off the board. The bingo numbers will return at the conclusion of Miami and Los Angeles. There's 5:35 left in that one. Gregory Pollard, what program are you using to broadcast several games at once? I'm glad you asked. Actually, Boletsky takes off and gets the first down. So what we do here at the studios is we have two systems that are connected via share drive. So we're actually able to show our games on the second system, pull the games from the second system into the first system, because our systems are communicating with each other, and that way I'm able to see when kickoff is over here, bring you kickoff over here onto the first screen, and then we've got a super powerful system that helps us run pull all 4 games, and our camera and our graphics and our ticker all at the same time, and that's how we do it. So I hope that makes sense, Gregory Pollard. You need 2 big systems that can run a whole bunch of games. You need a powerful computer that can push out a consistent HD signal. You need great fiber internet and a lot of enthusiasm, passion, and a lot of late nights. That's what you need. Prepping for today's games, we were up till 4 a.m., folks, to bring you today's Game Day Gauntlet. 4:06 to go in the fourth quarter, Miami and Los Angeles. I did not say 15. No 15, Ron. The handoff to Bourne for Miami as they're trying to run out the clock here. San Diego's got a couple field goals since it was 7-7 over there. Neil Rivers with his first catch. 6:56 to go in the first half. 13-7. San Diego is on top by 6. Neil Rivers actually fell out of his break and was able to still make that catch. So Miami on a 4th down and 2 will have to punt it away, but they have that game well in hand with 3:10 to go. This this New York defensive transformation today might be one of the best one-week transformations I've ever seen out of a team. As Cameron Duty's pass is incomplete at the 25-yard line. Jay Carter's pass is over the head of the intended receiver. Just 10 of 20, and it's 4th down again for Salt Lake. Karen Koizumi deep down the field, caught by Homer J down to the 2-yard line. First down, Rivermen, who trail 3-0. Austin got the field goal off the interception from John Fowler. Ronnie Shanahan drops this one off to the 16-yard line. And that punt for Salt Lake goes out of the back of the end zone. That's a good point, Anthony. That was a really great one-week turnaround for Fresno. Kara Koizumi takes off, lost 3 yards. Going backwards is St. Louis. 2nd and goal at the 6 now. A touchdown for Dallas. This is Cameron Duty watching the replay here. Wide open. What happened there? A missed assignment in the slot. And that was from 27 yards out. So a 27 and a 28 off the board on back-to-back number call-outs to Torillo's dismay. He needed 29. Third and goal at the 1 for St. Louis. The extra point is good for Dallas. 14-13. Talons over the Wildcats. From 1 yard out, St. Louis can't get in. Rob Crone today, 14 of 16, 3 touchdowns, no picks. That is a tremendous day for Miami, who really hasn't had to throw all that much as they have had the lead here in the second half. 8 carries for 167 yards for Miami. What is Austin going to do on, or what is St. Louis going to do on 4th and goal with the 1 here? This is an 18-yard field goal for St. Louis. They're going to just take the points. That's up and good. 18 is now off the board. You got 4 ways to win bingo today, and you've got 2 cards to do it. You've got the center, horizontal, and vertical. You've got the letter I, you've got a diamond, and you've got a pair of 4 corners and the center space. Payne Price is loose again for San Diego. Out to the 49-yard line near midfield. 1:18 to go in the Miami-Los Angeles game. We will be back in the triple box, and your bingo numbers will return. St. Louis comes up 1 yard short of the end zone. They are used to being in defensive battles. Austin is not. 3-3 with 3:33 to go in the first quarter. Miami will punt again. They have been pretty conservative in this fourth quarter. Jay Carter going deep. Has Sauce K down the field. It is caught. Finally, Salt Lake able to get something going deep down the field. That's a 46-yard catch for K. Previously just 11 yards on his first 3 receptions. That is as beautiful of a deep ball throw in between the hash marks as you will ever see. Shy Ronnie on a 2nd down and 10. That pass is complete. There's a penalty marker, though, on Austin, the most penalized team in the league, and they are called for holding. It's coming back. Dustin Perez called for the hold. So let's go to, we're staying in Dallas here with Payne Price on the carry. Talons lead 14-13. They've had 2 long passing plays of over 30 yards for touchdowns in the game. Shanahan's going deep. That pass is dropped with 33 seconds to go in the fourth. Third down and 19 for Austin in a 3-3 ball game. Play fake, Ronnie, deep shot, overthrown, incomplete. Had a little bit of pressure as well. Now it's 4th down for LA. 3rd down and 9 coming up for Salt Lake. They're trying to avoid a shutout here today as we have reached the end of the 3rd quarter in New York. 3rd and 9 at the 26-yard line. Pass for San Diego caught by Kyron Rucker. On 3rd down and 9, Salt Lake runs the ball. Chris Aller just 24 yards on 9 carries. They did not fool Cain Vasquez and the rest of the Lightning, so Salt Lake will have a chance to kick it from 38 yards, which is already off the board. Shanahan on 4th down and 10 does connect with Henderson, and the LA drive will continue, but they're running out of time. They're not calling timeouts because they're down by more than 2 scores. Under 15 seconds to go there. Down to 5 seconds to go for LA, the final play of that game, and they're actually going to call a man in motion, and they're not going to, oh, they did get it off. Shanahan's pass caught, and that's going to put an end to it. 4th and 5. Salt Lake is going for it into the end zone. Knocked away. I can't blame Salt Lake for going for it there. Down 28 to start the 4th quarter. You're in New York territory. Sauce K had a chance at it, and it was ripped away from behind by Kane Vasquez. And the misery for Salt Lake today continues.
59. Mike is 59. Mike is left.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Joe Francis, 20 of 23 for 248, 2 touchdowns, and just that 1 red zone blemish. Let's go back to Dallas, where it's 1st and goal. San Diego at the 8-yard line of Dallas. Holdorf going to take off and run. Holdorf got it. Touchdown, San Diego. 8 is off the board. Almost all our single-digit numbers are gone now. So 38-19, Miami takes out Los Angeles. Dakota beat Minnesota 19-10. Rare to have a pair of 19s off the board in the box score today. And San Diego right now has 19, but they're going for an extra point that would make it 20, and that puts 20 off the board. Here's your final stats for LA and Miami, and let's get to the triple box as Koizumi's pass is caught to the 31-yard line. All right, bingo numbers updated and back up on the screen. And we're going to go back to St. Louis for audio. 2nd down and 6. 36 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. We're all tied at 3. Teray Wright getting some extended time out there. 4 carries for 3 yards today. And Petrovic gets the stop for Austin. How about San Diego on the road? Man, these two teams are clicking 20-14 in the first half. With 1:55 to go in it, Miles Savage, 3 catches for 120 yards and a touchdown so far today. Jennings is up to 91 yards on 19 carries. Salt Lake gets the 3rd down stop. Will New York go for it on 4th and 1? Karen Koizumi with the moves in the open field, but she's going to come up short of a 1st down. That's likely a 46-yard field goal coming up for St. Louis that would make it 6-3. Rashad Lockley's got a catch, and now Dallas is in no huddle. New York's not going to mess around. They're just going to punt and try to pin Salt Lake back deep. Cameron Duty again over the middle of that pass is complete to the San Diego 43-yard line. And the 46-yard field goal for Bradley is through. So 46 is your next new number off the board. (6-3) St. Louis on top of Austin. (8:25 to go in the 4th quarter for Salt Lake in a surprising shutout right now. I mean, Salt Lake in their last 2 games, or in their last 7 games, has scored 23, 27, 31, 28, 31, 28, and 45. And they have 0 today in New York. That is shocking. New York adjusting their base defense ahead of this game. Wanted to get more dynamic in their base 3-4, and my goodness, it has been a winner today. Let's go 3rd down and 7 for Dallas at the San Diego 40. Duty's pass caught by Neil Rivers, and Rivers ping-pongs off of a few different Wildcats down to the 21-yard line. Dallas still has all 3 timeouts as they try to take the lead just before the half. Skippy Palmer called for a penalty. A hold. Man, nothing going right for Salt Lake. That pass is nearly intercepted. Ron needs a 44, perhaps, for a bingo. Mark hit his head on the keyboard. That ball from Cameron Duty is complete, but a timeout as that one just checked up into the flat. Oh, there goes Beaverhausen in the open field, 3rd down and 9, and it's a touchdown from 74 yards out. Austin's first explosive play of the day. You knew it was only a matter of time. Beaverhausen on just a little post pattern, and no one was close to her. That is a rare miss from the St. Louis defense. Back to Dallas, 15 seconds to go. Pass is dropped in the end zone. Lockley had it. St. Louis giving up 15.2 points per game. That is fewest in the league. And Austin gets their first touchdown of the day. Duty down to 6 seconds to go. There is a flag. And that route was run out of bounds. So that means it'll be 4th down for Dallas, and they'll have to kick. It'd be a 38-yarder. We already have 38 off the board. 17 is off the board as well. DeMond's got jokes today. 38-yard kick is good. 20-17. San Diego on top of Dallas with 3 seconds to go in the first half. What a wild ride in Texas so far today. Brooke O'Neal with her 4th tackle. Happy birthday to Brooke earlier this week. Hope you had a good one. This has not been a birthday present to you. Down 28-0 today in the 4th quarter. Sorry I couldn't get you something better with 6:15 to go in the 4th. Austin off the 74-yard touchdown to Annie Beaverhausen takes a 10-6 lead over the Rivermen. Let's see. Let's go back to St. Louis. 11:10 to go in the 2nd quarter. Daniel Alvarez's early numbers. Wow, man, I haven't seen an ice cream truck in a long time. What did you miss, Pseudo? How long have you been gone? Miami took out Los Angeles 38-19. Oh, good run! St. Louis answers Beaverhausen's 74-yard score with a 79-yard Junior McCray touchdown. Holy smokes! Offensive eruption in Missouri. What a juke on Fowler. He wasn't even close. Screen pass at the end of the first half, but a face mask is going to put San Diego, I think, in scoring position. It's on Frank Bernstein. That puts the ball at the 31, and that gives San Diego an untimed down. The extra point is good for St. Louis. And San Diego is not going to kick the 48-yard field goal. I wonder if that's because there's no time on the clock, and Holdorf's going to take off and run. 20, 15, and that's the end of the first half. A very odd decision there from San Diego to not take the 3 points there. That is going to bring the first half to a close. I was talking with Miami's locker room earlier this week, and they were asking about why there was no review of the final play of the game, the touchdown for Wichita as time expired. And so we did a little research, and with zeros on the clock, a booth review cannot be triggered. I wonder if, with zeros on the clock at the end of the first half, a field goal cannot be triggered, or special teams cannot be. Sometimes these games, and it happens in it happened in 2K, and it happens in all of them. But sometimes when you have to change units on the field, like going from offense to special teams, sometimes you need time on the clock to do that, or timeouts, or whatever the case may be. So that's an interesting one. Shai Ronnie is sacked. That is Doug Howard Jr. with the salute to the crowd. First sack of the day for St. Louis. We'll bring up a 2nd down and 18 for Austin, who finds themselves down 3 after Junior McCray's 79-yard run. Start of the second half in Dallas, 20-17, San Diego. And Salt Lake still looking for their first points of the day, and time is running out. 2:45 to go in the fourth quarter.
Let's go now. 60 outlaw.
Yeah, Josh, their kicker, Capolini, I think he hit a 50-yarder earlier in the first half. So not sure why they wouldn't go for it there. Again, I'm thinking it's a zeros on the clock situation, where yes, the untimed down is successfully given, but the unit from offense to special teams can't trigger with no time on the clock. I'm not sure. Payne Price, 17 carries, 99 yards, and a touchdown. Ronnie on third down and long at two receivers wide open in the same area, and they both lost sight of the football. Jay Carter just fumbled, and it's recovered by New York. Two bonkers and bizarre plays. Jay Carter, we have had fumbleitis here on Gauntlet today. Let's get another look at that from Carter. Well, that ball's out. That ball's out, and it's scooped up on the sideline with 2 feet in bounds. That fumble recovered by Connor Bridwell.
Ready? 30 base. 55.
And New York takes over with 2:21 to go in the fourth quarter. Unbelievable effort from this defense today in New York. Austin has to punt it away after that crazy play where they had 2 receivers in the exact same area. And a 2-minute warning in New York. It has been all lightning today. St. Louis and New York fighting at the top of the East at 7-2. Right now, St. Louis up by 3, and New York is going to take care of business. Salt Lake not going to call their timeouts as they are down by more than 16 points. And a penalty marker on San Diego. That's a false start. They're going backwards. 2nd down and 10. Up on Dallas in their house, 20-17 right now.
Set. 15 Lonnie. 15 Lonnie.
3rd and 10 for New York with 1:25 to go in the fourth quarter. And handoff to Robert Henson is going to be short of a first down. They'll have to punt. All right, back to St. Louis where Koizumi's got a first down. That's Maldonado on a 3rd and 6 conversion. 8:30 to go in the second quarter. 7 of 9. Now for Koizumi, 3 catches, 50 yards for Maldonado. $2 super chat from Takeda Yuki. New York mad as heck for good reason. Great response. They're going to kick this one from 49 yards out. We already have 49 off the board, but it would make it 31-0 for New York. We already have 31 off the board. 49-yard field goal is good. 31-0 New York with 41 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Handoff Junior McCray and nothing. 91 yards though on 6 carries. Max Superset with the tackle. 7:52 to go in the first half. San Diego will punt on 4th and 5. And that punt is going to hop into the end zone. So we got a 3-point game in St. Louis, a 3-point game in Dallas, and we're playing out the stretch in New York, where right now they are pitching a shutout on the Salt Lake Hornets, a surprising one. Salt Lake's offense coming into the game averaged 26.6 points per game. That's 5th best in the UFL. And that is going to dip big time today. Third down and 12 coming up for Dallas at the 18-yard line, trailing by 3. Carter throwing to Allure to the 39-yard line. It's a first down for Salt Lake. They will not call their timeouts. Just play out the stretch in the no huddle. Thank you, Torillo. I appreciate that. I do not appreciate them starting while I'm still in the gauntlet. very disappointed. 3rd down and 12. Cameron Duty dropping a throw. Duty's pass is complete to the 22-yard line. But it's well short of a first down, and that is the man who was on the cover this week. That was a missed field goal from St. Louis. Did that just happen? A 58-yarder, which I know is a tough kick. And it is way off to the left. St. Louis's Bradley holds the record, the UFL record for longest field goal made from 60. So certainly has the leg, but off the mark there. Dallas has to punt the football away. Nice punt. The shutout is official for New York, 31-0 over San Diego. Deep shot for Ronnie on 1st down and 10. Oh my goodness, almost on a dive from Mike Churchill, and Shy Ronnie is now 4 for 12 against this very stingy St. Louis secondary. 210 to 83 in total yards in favor of the Rivermen, as Holdorf's pass is complete to the sideline for a 1st down. Mike Rodick on the tackle. This is a handoff to Price, not going to get much there. And Ronnie completes a dump off, but it's well short of the 1st down. Robert Brady Jr. with the tackle. And Austin's going to have to punt. That's Brady Jr.'s 2nd tackle. .640 to go in the 3rd, 3-point game in Dallas. 5:10 to go in the 2nd, 3-point game in St. Louis. As we are back in the double box here, there's your updated winning numbers. 20-17, San Diego on top. It's a 3rd down and 10, and that pass is a check down to Price. Not going to get anywhere close. Second and 9 for McCray. Not much there. Ever since McCray's touchdown, Max Superset has been all over him on this Austin defense. Another punt, just too strong from Jimmy Smith. Dallas will take over on their own 20-yard line. Cameron Duty, 11 of 21, 231 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick for Dallas today. Duty looking and checks that down to the sideline, but that's incomplete. 3rd down and 12 for Koizumi. Koizumi dropping a throw, going to take off and run, has space, 1st down, still going. Koizumi to the 46-yard line, a pickup of 29. What a run from Golden Shoes. 3rd and 5 coming up for Dallas at their 25-yard line. Still 5:25 to go in the 3rd quarter over there. Cameron Duty is going to chuck it deep. And one-on-one coverage. It's caught by Savage. Oh, my. Miles Savage, 68-yard catch. What is he up to? Duty absolutely let that rip. I'm surprised that did not hit the scoreboard. Savage just turns around and beats the coverage. Man, you can never rest on this Dallas offense. Savage, 204 yards on 5 catches. That is the 3rd most receiving yards in a game this season by any player, and Mike Churchill had the first two. He had 270 and 260 yards in a game, respectively, but Savage is the first person not named Mike Churchill with 200 receiving yards in a game. Now it's 2nd and goal for Dallas at the 1-yard line. And the handoff goes to Jaden Swift. He's still not going to get in. Great goal line stand there from San Diego. 2nd and 9 yards to go for St. Louis, still up 13-10. 2-minute warning in St. Louis. 3rd and goal from the 1. Can Dallas punch it in? They can. Jaden Swift, touchdown. And Dallas off another deep shot, scores from 1 yard out and retakes the lead here in Big D. Koizumi on a 2nd and 9. That one is knocked away. Austin's defense looking pretty good too here today. $10 super chat from Sully in the house. Thank you for being a blessing for so many people. You're a sim football pioneer and your hard work does not go unnoticed. I appreciate that, my friend. Are we going to see you in Denver? I hope so. Always good to catch up with you. Appreciate all the super chats and the kind words today, folks. It's going to be a great week here. If you're wondering what is going on with my life, birthday's on June 3rd, and my San Antonio Spurs are in the NBA Finals on my birthday, and they get to take on the New York Knicks. One of the first final series I ever watched as a kid, as the dynasty starts new again. So get to go to a watch party for that and enjoy the time there. And then my mom's wedding reception is on Friday, so be down in good old San Antone for that. And we'll be back up here for Week 11 in the Gameday Gauntlet next Sunday. Koizumi's pass at the feet of an intended receiver, question mark. 11 of 15 for 144 yards. Payne Price so far today, 22 carries, 108 yards. 313 to 310 in total yards in the San Diego-Dallas game. San Diego trying to answer back. That is Price near a first down to the 34-yard line. 3rd down and 4 coming up for St. Louis. Central House's first catch for 6 yards. Ooh, that would be fun, Torillo. 3rd down and 4. That pass is complete for a first down. 4 catches, 50 yards for Homer J. And St. Louis, with 55 seconds to go in the first half, is knocking on the door here. 1st and goal at the 7. They can go up 2 scores. Let's check in on the audio from the crowd in St. Louis. Willing their Rivermen to a 2-possession lead. Koizumi going to take off and run, and she walks it in. Touchdown, St. Louis, 19-10. Rivermen up by 9. And a solid 2-minute drive right there from St. Louis. Oh, we are definitely doing bingo in Denver. That was a huge hit last year. We'll do the quad box of games just like we did last season. So we'll have 6 live games, and then we'll have 4 games simultaneously, and we'll play bingo with all 4 games up on the screen. That was a crowd favorite in Baltimore last year when we busted that out. It was our little test run for bingo in the SFL. Holdorf on a play-action fake has a wide-open receiver down by about midfield. 1:26 to go in the 3rd. San Diego still in a fight with Dallas, a close one. Ronnie just needs 32 to try to not have the day be a total loss after the Aztecs lost to Miami 38-19 earlier today. 39 seconds to go in the first half. 20-10. St. Louis now on top of Austin. The Lone Stars are in danger of losing their 10th game in a row, or 5th game in a row. And I tell you, what the crazy part is about this is that Dakota won. If Austin and LA lose, Dakota has a 4-game lead on the rest of the Western Conference. It would be 9-1. The second place team would be 5-5. Salt Lake lost today. They're 4-6. I mean, the West, besides Dakota, really struggling. Meanwhile, up in the East, it's Dallas right now currently winning. They would be 7-3. New York goes to 8-2. St. Louis is currently winning, going to 8-2. Miami won today. They're at 5-5. We'll see what Chicago and Wichita have in store for us. Now, they have 10 on the board. I meant 5. I was looking at the number 10 and said it. So, I'm not trying to will a 10-game losing streak into existence or anything. Ronnie tries to set up a screen way off the mark. She has been inexplicable today. 6 of 15. Ronnie, your league-leading passer, has just not been sharp, but St. Louis's defense probably has plenty to do with that as we have hit the end of the third quarter in Dallas. I don't know how to say your username, but I'm just going to go with Gabba, cheering for the Dallas Talents right now. Welcome into the program. Haven't had any new bingo numbers in a while, as Duty's pass is incomplete on 3rd and 5. So defense is tightening up here in the second half since Dallas got that go-ahead touchdown. Yeah. Listen, if Austin loses, I'm going to hear about that for a long time. That we might as well not even try. Cam thinks we're going to lose the next 5 too. 20 seconds to go for Austin. They have worked their way into scoring position at the 26-yard line. Second and 6. 2 timeouts still on the board. Ronnie dropping to throw. Ronnie floats one over the top. They're going to have to use that other timeout. So 23 yards away. Can Austin get an end zone shot here, or at least get out of bounds? Cirillo is 2 numbers away in bingo. Got a lot of 2 numbers away, a lot of 1 numbers away. I still haven't seen anyone grab a bingo today. We still got a whole nother half in St. Louis. Start of the fourth quarter in Dallas. First down for Zach Holdorf. Holdorf going to take off and run, but Dallas was ready for it, and that pass from Ronnie is incomplete. 4th down, going to have to kick a field goal, but a new number potentially of 40 is about to come off the board as Austin will try to make it a 1-score game going into the half. A 40-yard kick for Austin is good. 40 is a new number off the board. Holdorf on 2nd and 11. Going to try to take off again. Dallas has been ready for it in the second half. That's another sack for Briggs this season, and the second of the day for Dallas. Anthony believes he has a bingo. And 40 was one of the numbers Cirillo needed. Hard-won diamond shape. Let's see. Yes, you got it, Flash. On the 33rd called number. All right, 3rd down and 12 for San Diego. Can they keep the drive alive, or will Dallas get yet another stop? They will. Dallas's defense, I think, posting a shutout here in the second half. Junior McCray is going to take the run, and St. Louis will run one more play before the break. Fourth and 6. for San Diego. They'll have to punt it away. This game was, great. Now that's a good punt. Bouncing back to the 16-yard line. Jimmy Smith pins Dallas inside the 20. This game was full of fireworks in the first half, but Cameron Duty's just 12 of 24, but 299 yards on 12 completions is outrageous. Duty again going to air it out deep. Oh, man! Rashad Lockley, the human highlight reel. Disgusting. What a catch. Lockley with one hand over the shoulder. Man, these Dallas receivers are just too good, man. Wow. That is unbelievable. 362 to 342 in favor of Dallas in total yards, and they've done almost all of it through the air. Duty, play fake. This time takes a simple check down, which is very unusual for Dallas's offense. At the 38-yard line of San Diego, Wildcats need a stop. They're trailing by 4. Start of the second half in St. Louis. They have a 7-point lead over Austin. Josh says, what has happened to Austin's offense today? Yeah, but don't worry. I'm not going to get mad at you. We would love to have a team in Philadelphia. Currently don't, but we do have the Philadelphia Cougars in the SFL if you're a Philly boy. But yeah, what Flash is saying I think is accurate. St. Louis's defense is the #1 scoring defense in the league. And they're certainly playing like it today against Austin. Sometimes the opponent matters, folks. 3rd down and 4. That is Wells on the catch and a first down for Dallas. The drive continues with 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Mike Woodstone takes the carry, just his 3rd of the day for 11 yards as Austin tries to get the run game going. I think in all my years of operating this channel, I think the #1 thing that people don't realize as Ronnie drops to throw, that pass is complete. Good ball to Mike Churchill. Is that, the opponent has talent too. And sometimes the matchup, like Salt Lake today, 5th in the league in scoring, but against New York today, they score nothing. It's just a bad matchup for Salt Lake. It did not pair well. And a big win for the Lightning to improve to 8-2. Currently at the top of the East, hoping that Austin can complete a comeback. Colin Douglas with the tackle on Mike Churchill. 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter for Dallas. That's Savage open again down to the 7. And San Diego is in dire need of a red zone stop. Miles Savage now, 7 catches for 224 yards. Again, Austin had 2 receivers in the same area. Hand off to Swift, and Swift is going to be stopped at the 1. Dallas is about to go up by 2 scores. Austin's just had some miscommunication with their routes today. As Churchill makes another catch. Ronnie's 11 of 22. Oh, you don't have to go. Don't worry about it. We don't care where you live or who you are or whatever the heck. Just enjoy the football, all right? It's not that serious. Hope you're having a good day. 10:07 to go in the 3rd quarter, and it's 4th down for Austin. So 53-yard field goal maybe coming up for the Lone Stars. Trying to make it a 4-point game. It's now 3rd and goal for Dallas back at the 4. McCabe putting in work. Dallas was at the 1. San Diego needs a stop with 6:40 to go. It is a 53-yard field goal for Austin, and that kick is good, and that is a touchdown for Dallas. 16 is off the board for Austin's kick, and Dallas takes a 2-score lead. Neil Rivers with the catch. And the extra point coming up for Dallas will make it 31-20. And now San Diego's backs are against the wall. A 9-play, 85-yard drive for Dallas. They are so explosive. And, you know, we talk about adjustments a lot in the UFL. And since Dallas made their adjustments offensively, this team has been cooking. Dallas started the season, the defending Great East champions, 0-2. Their only loss since then has been in overtime, and this is the third straight game they've scored over 30 points when they did not score over 30 in their first 6 games. So, yeah, this Dallas team continues to climb, and San Diego with 6:32 to go has got a lot of work to do here in the fourth quarter. Karen Koizumi going to drop to throw. That pass is complete. Homer J to the 42 of Austin. Holdorf going to take off and run, and he's got a lot of field to cover for San Diego. That's now 100 rushing yards for Zach Holdorf on the day. San Diego, I think, led in this game 20-17. Man, and Dallas has been spying on Holdorf in the second half. Scotty Scruggs with the sack. Fourth tackle for loss for Max Superset. How about the day for Superset off the line? That's a completion for Holdorf. Up the sideline, Sir Jefferson's third catch, 5:32 to go in the fourth quarter.
Let's go. 50, plant.
8:26 to go in the third in St. Louis, 20-16 Riverman. Junior McCray on the handoff. 125 yards on 16 carries. And over the middle, San Diego's got another completion, 135 passing yards for Holdorf. That's Ari Mills' first catch of the day, down to 5:15 to go in the fourth quarter. No huddle for San Diego, down 11. Holdorf dropping a throw. It will fire. That is complete. Payne Price, a lot of running room in the flats to the 26-yard line, 5 minutes to go. Dallas trying to hold.
Faster, faster.
He's coming, check in.
No huddle. Holdorf going to take off again. Holdorf 20, 15. A lot more room this time. That's, I believe, his most successful run of the second half. 1st and 10 down to the 12. 258 rushing yards for San Diego. First down and 10 for the Wildcats. Holdorf going to take off and run again. Holdorf has to slide at the 7, and San Diego taking some time off the clock. 4:12 to go. Got to get moving.
Jet to the ball. Jet to the ball.
4:03 to go in the fourth quarter. San Diego from 7 yards out. It's Holdorf going to take off and run again. And again, Dallas is ready for it. That's Bernstein. 3rd and 4 at the 6-yard line. His 6th tackle. Holdorf's got to find an open receiver somewhere. This drive is taking forever. 3rd and 9 for Koizumi. Her pass is That is incomplete. Kyron Rucker, what a catch! Touchdown! San Diego in the back of the end zone. Rucker, wow, coming back to the football. Is that the second foot for Rucker or the first foot? Now we're going to have a booth review. This is going to be a very interesting review here. A 45-yard field goal coming up for St. Louis. Oh my goodness, Kyron Rucker got the feet in. 1, 2. Are you kidding me? That is a brilliant job with the feet on the sideline. Please tell me that's going to stand. The 45-yard field goal for St. Louis is good. And that play will stand. And now San Diego will go for 2. 3:37 to go. If they fail to convert, 26 will hit. Holdorf dropping a throw. That pass is complete. 2-point try is good. San Diego down just 3 with 3:37 to go. As St. Louis extends their lead to 7 with 6:21 to go in the third quarter. Holdorf was 4 for 4 for 51 yards on that drive. Wow. So Kyron Rucker with a brilliant catch on the sideline. San Diego will kick it deep. Ronnie comes back out there, still under 50% completion. 11 of 23 for 174 yards, a touchdown, and no interceptions. Ronnie dropping a throw on 1st down and 10. All kinds of time, fires it down the field. That one is deflected and incomplete, and the struggles continue for Shy Ronnie in this Austin Lone Stars offense. Can San Diego get a stop? 3:35 to go in the fourth quarter. Play fake. Cameron Duty, he's going long again. He's got a completion for a 1st down to the 43-yard line. Neil Rivers again. 4th catch for 66 yards. Mike Woodstone, great run. Now 32 yards on 4 carries. .332 to go in the fourth quarter. Dallas on top of San Diego, 31-28. Handoff to Jaden Swift. He is clobbered at the 45-yard line. This is Ronnie going deep, and that is complete. Mike Churchill yoinked by Colin Douglas, but the pass is caught to the 35-yard line with 5:40 to go in the third quarter. 3rd tackle by Douglas. Churchill able to hang on. A very difficult catch for Austin going into St. Louis territory. Cameron Duty will take off and run after the blitz is picked up. He's got a 1st down and more. San Diego's defense can't get him off the field. 2:43 and counting as Dallas is on the move. Cameron Duty's first run of the day for 24. As Ronnie's pass is incomplete and almost intercepted. Another drop deep from Annie Beaverhausen. .5:14 to go in the third. 2nd and 10 for Ronnie. The handoff, or no, Ronnie's going to keep it on a little read option. That doesn't do much. 1st and 10. Duty going to air it deep. That's Rashawn Lachlan. Got it again. A 31-yard score. Lockley says, I'll answer Kyron Rucker's score with a beauty of my own. Did he get the feet in? Couldn't see from that angle. Hard to tell. Pylon cam. Oh, did he drag the 2nd foot? I echo Robert Henson's, are you kidding? Holdorf can't believe it. Now we got a booth review on that play with 2:06 to go. I can't see anything there. From first glance, if that 2nd toe or 2nd foot drags, by the way, 46-yard field goal. That is good for Austin. 46 already off the board. 23-19 now Austin trails by 4. The touchdown is going to stand. Dallas scores. They can make this 38-28 with 2:06 to go. That kick is good. This Dallas team is unbelievable. With 2:06 to play in the fourth, now San Diego really has to turn it up. Austin's field goal puts them down just 4. 4:04 to go in the third quarter. That game has been a close one all day long, as has San Diego and Dallas. .404 to go in the third quarter. 16 carries, 125 yards, and a touchdown for Junior McCray. He got a lot of that on a 79-yard scamper. 350 to 226. St. Louis leads Austin in total yards today. Junior McCray. Oh, man! Junior McCray! Who was that just got leveled? Javon Wiggins. Watch lower left-hand corner. Watch Wiggins just get punished. Oh, my gosh. Junior McCray. Enough. Look at it again. McCray. Excuse me. Get out of the way. Oh, my goodness. It's those type of plays that just, you fall in love with football all over again when you see things like that. That is unbelievable from McCray. And this time, look at the Austin. They said enough of that. Mac Waller and company in the backfield. His 4th tackle for loss. Austin's had a ton of tackles for loss today. As that pass is caught by R.E. Mills, San Diego in the hurry-up.
Jackrabbit,
1:42 to go in the fourth quarter. Holdorf, deep shot. Pass is incomplete. That was into double coverage. Second and 12. Handoff, McCray. Only got a yard, so it's going to be 3rd and long here for St. Louis late in the third. Holdorf's got to get rid of it. He had quick pressure. I don't know how he found a receiver on the sideline to the 39-yard line. That was a great throw under pressure from Holdorf. 456 yards of offense in this game for San Diego.
Right there, 54, right there.
Koizumi on a 3rd down and 10 is sacked. Max Superset with a sack. 4 tackles for loss and a sack today for Max Superset. And Austin's defense comes away with a stop. Not often you see Koizumi surprised like that in the backfield. 1:10 to go in the fourth quarter. This is Holdorf firing down the middle. That is complete at the 24-yard line, ripping the ball away from a defender. Sir Jefferson's having a nice fourth quarter. Twiggy thinks she has another bingo. She gets a bingo every week. How is this possible? Holdorf dropping a throw. That pass is incomplete. Card 27. Yeah, the 2 corners and the one in the middle. My goodness. Twiggy again. Austin takes over. This is Holdorf with 45 seconds to go. Dumps that one off to Mills. That's not going to be good enough. Mike Woodstone has really come alive in this third quarter. Now 60 yards on 5 carries. St. Louis has no answer for Woodstone right now. Holdorf's pass is complete. Down to the 12. Timeout San Diego. 25 seconds left. Shy Ronnie dropping a throw. That pass is complete to the 28-yard line of St. Louis. Here come the Lone Stars. Mika Friday. Ronnie's up to 221 passing yards. Holdorf's pass is out of bounds and incomplete. San Diego running out of time, but they are in scoring position. I absolutely cannot be bought. Do not listen to her. 50 viewers watching the Gauntlet, watching things play out. Appreciate your viewership as Holdorf on 2nd down and 10. Fires to the sideline, and that's incomplete. 17 seconds to go. That is Mike Churchill with the reception. Ronnie's now 15 to 29. 5th catch for Churchill today. Austin's up to 300 total yards. Churchill's got 86. Austin's knocking on the door of taking the lead here late in the 3rd quarter. Holdorf into the end zone. That one is knocked away from Rucker. So now it's 4th and 10. A 29-yard field goal perhaps for San Diego. That would be a new number off the board. That is the end of the 3rd quarter in St. Louis. They'll flip the field. Can St. Louis get another stop in the red zone and force a field goal, keep the lead? It's been a good one all day in Missouri. Don't forget, coming up, New Orleans and Wichita, Mike Daggs and Gerald Smith. Vegas and Phoenix, Tyler Falk and Josh Zirkle. On the call here tonight, Chicago and Rochester on Monday. Michael Turillo and Eric Vincent. A penalty marker on San Diego. They are going for it on 4th and 15. Holdorf looking, end zone, knocked away. And that is all she wrote in Dallas. 2nd and 9 for Mike Woodstone and the Austin Lone Stars. Shifty to the 7. San Diego going to burn the timeouts, but they're going to fall to 4 and 6 along with Salt Lake. The West continues to struggle in the midpoint of the season. Ronnie back of the end zone. Touchdown from 7 yards out. Mike Churchill's first receiving touchdown of the day, and Austin has taken the lead. 9 straight points for the Lone Stars. Churchill along the back of the end zone, and I do believe he tapped the toes. (25-23). Austin now leads. And now we got a booth review. An extra point for Austin would give 26. A new number. I think he wasn't. I think that toe dragged on the back line. 1, 2. He got the toe in right there. I think that touchdown's going to stand. Let's get the call. Yeah, it is going to stand. Dallas beats San Diego 38-28 in a very exciting game in Dallas today. Austin's extra point is good, and there's your 26 off the board. $10:51 to go in the 4th quarter. One final game here, and it looks like it's going to shape up to be a good one. Austin leading St. Louis 26-23. They have come out firing on their last couple of drives. Much better in the passing game than they've been, especially in the first half. Cirillo thinks he's got one. Card 45. The diamond. Not diamond, corners. I was going to say, yes, corners is correct, Cirillo. You got it. 10:50 to go in the 4th quarter. 26-23. As we go back to the single box to close things out here on the Gauntlet today. Rob Ems. Bingo on 10. Got the corners in the middle space as well. That is confirmed. Same for Porsche. What card number did you have? Koizumi on the run. Karen's got a first down to the 36-yard line. It's funny, you know, we see it every week here on this program. Once you fill 4 rows of numbers in this little box here, the bingos start flowing. Card number 29 for Porsche.
Let's go now. 30 base.
Yep, got the two corners in the center space. Koizumi on a 1st and 10, going to dump that off short. That's incomplete. 15 of 22 for 175 yards and an interception today.
Here we go. 60 or.
Tight end left. Tight end left.
Hit it.
Second down. Koizumi over the middle. That's McCray, going to pick up 8. That'll set up a 3rd and manageable 2 for St. Louis. Under 10 to play now in the 4th quarter. Drama building in Missouri, where the Rivermen are 7-2. Austin is 5-4. St. Louis trying to keep pace with New York at the top of the East. That pass is caught, but it is at the feet of Junior McCray, and Austin gets a stop. The Lone Stars with momentum right now as they try to get back up into 2nd place in the West after the Los Angeles loss today. LA, San Diego, and Salt Lake all lost today in the Gauntlet, so a win for Austin would get him a game up on everyone there. Minnesota also lost today. Shy Ronnie now 16 of 30, 252 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
60 Pittsburgh.
Hand off to Woodstone, who's been great in the 2nd half. Picks up 5. 70 yards on 8 carries. Ronnie dropping a throw on 2nd down and 5, and Mika Friday was not ready for that one. Threw it a little early. 3rd down and medium for Austin. This has been a war today between 2 of the top teams in the UFL so far this season. Ronnie dropping a throw. Ronnie firing, caught. 3rd and 5, 1st down. Beaverhausen with the catch, her 3rd, but for 102 yards. The drive will continue.
Down. 60 outlaw.
1st down and 10, 8 minutes to go in the 4th.
5.
Ronnie dropping a throw. Ronnie with a dump off. Mika Friday open in the flat. That picks up 8 yards. 18 of 33 now for 278 yards. I think at one point she was 11 of 24. That makes her 7 of her last 9. Ronnie has caught fire in the 2nd half. Robert Brady Jr. on the tackle. St. Louis's defense just has not had an answer, which is very unusual for them. Handoff Woodstone. There's an answer. Dropped it midfield for no gain. 3rd and 3 for Austin with 7:15 to go in the 4th quarter. Under 7 to go. Can St. Louis get a stop? Ronnie, straight back, dumps it short to Friday. That's a brilliant play on 3rd down and 3, and they pick up the 1st down. Just a little stop route for Ronnie in the middle of the field, and Will Todd not able to make the tackle quick enough. Just a little late to react. Another 1st down for Austin with 6:20 to go in the 4th quarter. Ronnie on a draw to Woodstone. Todd the first to hit him. 2nd and 6. Austin running a lot of clock here in the fourth quarter. 5:48 to go. Karen Koizumi waiting patiently on the sideline. Handoff Woodstone around the right side. Broke a tackle and pushes forward. Believe Douglas on the tackle, but Woodstone averaging 7 yards a carry. 3rd down and 2. Another 3rd and short coming up for Austin. And another opportunity for St. Louis to get the football back. Handoff. That's not Woodstone, but it's a 1st down anyway. Winters with his first carry. Another Austin 1st down, under 5 to go in the fourth quarter. This has been a tremendous fourth quarter drive from the Austin offense. They have gotten into 3rd and short multiple times on the drive. Handoff. That's Winters again, I believe. No, that's Brown on the carry. Woodstone getting a break. Howard Jr. with his 2nd tackle. 2nd and 10 coming up for Austin. The clock is down to 4:28 to go. Now Austin's going empty 5 wide here. Ronnie dropping a throw to the sideline. That's caught Nico right way. Ronnie now 20 of 35. She was 11 of 24. 9 of her last 11 completions. And that is Rightway's first catch of the day. 3rd and 4 again for Austin. Ronnie looking. Ronnie, sideline, caught at the 1. Beaverhausen. Austin converts another 3rd down. Beaverhausen 4 for 128, and now Austin's 1 yard away from making it a 2-score game. This drive for Austin been one of the best of the season in the UFL, I would say. 1st and goal at the 1. Can St. Louis come up with a goal line stand? Woodstone back in. Woodstone did not get in. Stonewalled. 2nd and goal at the 1. It's important for St. Louis to keep him out of the end zone because it would keep it just a 1-score game. Woodstone in the backfield again. 2nd and goal. Hand off. Dragging defenders. Touchdown, Austin. The Lone Stars at one point trailing 23-16 have scored 17 unanswered points, extra point pending on the St. Louis Rivermen in their house, trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. And the extra point for Austin is good, 33-23, a 14-play, 79-yard, 5-minute, 36-second drive for the Austin Lone Stars that could potentially keep them in sole possession of second place in the Great West Conference. They put up 33 on the league's #1 scoring defense. The most points that St. Louis has given up this season is 25. That was to the explosive Dallas Talons. The last time St. Louis gave up 30 points in a game was a 37-34 overtime loss at Wichita last year on August 30th. Now with 3:18 left, still time for St. Louis to score. They're going to have to go fast. And the bingo numbers are stuck at 26. 391 to 372. Austin leads St. Louis in total yards. Koizumi dropping to throw. Will fire. That is complete. Junior McCray to the 36-yard line. No huddle now. 10-second runoff for St. Louis. Wiggins on the tackle.
Hurry, hurry.
Quick. 59 Mike, 59 Mike. Check, 59.
Get it.
Koizumi out of the empty. Blitz, but it's picked up. Now she's going to take off and run, but they were waiting for it. Cash Cruz with the sack for Austin, their 4th of the day. And that lost a yard and lots of time for St. Louis.
Mike 59.
Ready.
Get ready.
Koizumi's pass caught, but not out of bounds. 200 yards passing now for Koizumi. Now it's 3rd down and 3, 2:25 and counting. Daniel Alvarez's 3rd catch.
Cheetah.
Mike, check, 59.
3rd down, 3 yards to go for St. Louis. Koizumi almost picked. Yikes. 4th down. St. Louis has to go. She didn't see the little Fowler. He's a small corner. He almost had it. A little too tall for him.
Ready, break.
So 4th down and 3 for St. Louis with 2:12 to go in the 4th. Can they keep the drive alive? Koizumi's pass. Yes, caught by Alvarez. 1st down. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning. How about next week on the Game Day Gauntlet? What are the matchups that we have to look forward to on this program? How about Austin at Rochester next Sunday? As Koizumi drops to throw, that pass is complete. More no huddle. Phoenix at Chicago. Dallas at New Orleans. Wichita at New York. That one's spicy. St. Louis at Miami. That'll be a good one out in the East as Miami is about to pick up a game on St. Louis today. Koizumi on a 2nd down and 1. Fires, caught by McCray. McCray down to the 15-yard line, 1:35 to go. St. Louis in the red zone.
Jet to the ball.
1:22 to play.
Go.
Koizumi, middle. That is not exactly what they needed. Maldonado with the catch down to the 8, 1:10 and counting.
Faster.
2nd and 3, 8 yards away. Koizumi, throw to the sideline. What a hit! And actually, that serves St. Louis probably better. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 3 at the 8 with 57 seconds left. St. Louis still has all 3 timeouts. Koizumi over the middle, incomplete. Knocked away by Waller, but could have been picked. Now a field goal would make it a 1-score game. It would also take the number 25 off the board for the bingo players out there that need 25 as a winning number. Would make it 33-26, your score. And that is what they're going to do. 25-yard field goal attempt for St. Louis would make it a 1-score game. Still have all 3 timeouts. Going to need to recover an onside kick. But 25 is off the board. And now we await the onside. Again, St. Louis has all 3 timeouts. So they've still got plenty of time here. Here comes the onside kick for St. Louis. 50 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. It is kicked by Austin and recovered by Clements of St. Louis. 1st down, Riverman. Oh, my goodness. An Austin special teams player went down to pick it up and kicked it. And the Rivermen now, with 3 timeouts and 50 seconds to go, need a touchdown to tie the game. Karen Koizumi's going to go empty, fire it on a little out route, and they said Omer J did not get out of bounds. That's not a good start for St. Louis. 37 seconds and counting. Koizumi's got to go quick. Again, a dump off, and that also hit an Austin defender that could have been taken away. 3rd and 7, 28 seconds left. St. Louis has to push. Koizumi, 3rd and 7. It is almost caught, but knocked away. That's another brilliant play by a Fowler. That's John Fowler. Xander Fowler had the opportunity earlier. Now it's 4th down again for St. Louis, as Alvarez could not come up with it. Fowler with the swat. He's got ups. St. Louis converted a 4th down on their last drive. Can they convert a 4th down here? 4th and 7, 22 seconds to go. Koizumi, deep ball, intercepted! Malik Torrance with the takeaway. With 20 seconds to play, St. Louis still has 3 timeouts, but the comeback is in doubt. Just a little bit overthrown. Austin with the interception, and their new look defense comes up big. The New York Lightning, 1 week after giving away their lead atop the East, is celebrating right now as they might have sole possession of first in the East. After today, as St. Louis and Dallas at 7 and 3, if St. Louis cannot get the stop, will be tied for second. There goes Woodstone near a 1st down. Timeout. Did he get the 1st down? No, he's short. 2nd and inches. Dallas beat St. Louis earlier this season, 25-16. They will not play again. So Dallas has the tiebreaker. That would slip St. Louis into 3rd in the East. However, the Rivermen get another stop here. 3rd down and inches, not over yet. Third and inches at the 31-yard line. This is the moment for St. Louis. They come out in it's 7-on-4 up front. And Woodstone right through. Woodstone all the way to the 42-yard line. And Austin is going to manage to hold on and win this game in comeback fashion in the second half in St. Louis. That is a tough assignment. And finally, the Great West gets a much-needed victory here today. Vegas and Phoenix coming up 7:30 Eastern. New Orleans, Wichita coming up 6 p.m. Eastern on UFL Coast to Coast. Your cards will reset. You need a double horizontal or a double vertical using both of your cards. So you can have a vertical and you can have a vertical on one card and a vertical on another card. Or you can have 2 verticals on the same card. But you can't have 1 vertical and 1 horizontal. You need 2 of one or the other. Does that make sense? We'll go over it tonight. I'm sure y'all will figure it out. Austin outscores St. Louis 20-6 in the second half. Cue the outro. As we wrap things up here on the Game Day Gauntlet, running through the final scores again today. Dakota holds on to beat Minnesota 19-10. That game was tied at 10 in the third quarter, and a bunch of misfortune for the Chippers. Dakota takes advantage again. They improved to 9-1. Miami's offense scored 6 times on their first 7 possessions to beat Los Angeles today 38-19. Both teams are now 5-5. New York strengthens up their 3-4 base. They shut out Salt Lake 31-0. They improved to 8-2 and now are first place in the East. Salt Lake falls to 4-6. They're still searching for answers. So is San Diego. They fall to 4-6. They lost 38-28 to the Dallas Talons today, who are now in second place in the Great East at 7-3, dropping St. Louis to third at 7-3. And then finally, Austin takes care of St. Louis on the road in an upset, 33-26. As we say goodbye to you here on the Game Day Gauntlet, we thank you for all your viewership, not only today, but all season long. I'm UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine. Week 11, Game Day Gauntlet, Sunday, June 7th. Right back here, same time, same place, for great UFL action. For all of us at the UFL, thank you for all of your support in the league, buying gear, watching games, playing bingo, telling me what you want to see better improved in your locker room. All of it makes a difference, and we thank you all for your support. That's it for the Game Day Gauntlet here today. We'll see you for UFL Coast to Coast coming up in about an hour from now. Good night, everybody.